We continue with more news now. We've seen on Weekend Dawn Review this morning, for over 30 years, the Market Photo Workshop has played a pivotal role in the training of South Africa's photographers, ensuring that visual literacy reaches neglected and marginalized parts of South African society. Now, since it was founded back in 1989 by world-renowned photographer David Goldblatt, the Photo Workshop has established itself as an important training institution for South African photographers who otherwise have no access to photography. Now, to tell us a little bit more about the history and how the Market Theatre Workshop continues to develop storytellers through the lens, we are joined by Silas Nkosi, is the manager of curriculum and training. Silas, a very good morning. Thank you very much for joining us. 31 years in the making, looking at how a picture is literally worth 1,000 words. When we look at the moving images that have come through over the past 31 years and its impact that it's had, the awards and accolades it's also received, how has that journey been, summoned to date?
I think as the Market Photo Workshop, we are proud that we have won so many awards and accolades. But more importantly, we are proud that they did not just come easy, because the type of people who won such accolades were our students who were marginalized before. And I think that has created a very big impact to look at what the Market Photo Workshop is about, and as compared to your conventional or traditional universities, that we've managed to basically position ourselves globally and in the continent as a leading photography workshop or rather a school.
And Silas, when we look at the socio-economic ills that are reflected through the various works presented over the past 31 years, I think just before we contrast some of those developments over the years, I just want to look at the importance of visual literacy in a South African context at large. When we look at how important it is, when we're looking at issues of IP, of sourcing, of learning to understand how a picture came to be, and in terms of its relevance, in an era where fake news is so ripened, what has emerged on that front for all those who've attended the workshop over the years?
Look, I think because we're creative, issues of IP will always be a challenge, because you produce an image and you do not know, much as you'd probably publish the image or see it in an exhibition or whatever, you don't know after that image has been published or is in the public domain what will happen with it. But what has been great is that our students, in terms of visual literacy, they have been equipped enough to understand and be sensitive to the collaborators, that will be the people that they are photographing, making sure that the type of narrative or stories that they tell about their different communities, it's not a shallow or stereotypic, but it's more an in-depth analysis and research about the type of people they are photographing and the type of stories that they're telling. So visual literacy has played a very, very important role over the years in terms of moving from the apartheid era, where images of Africans were never shown as happy people. They were always shown as people who are very poor and not even having the mind of their own. So what we have done at the Market Photo Workshop is we have allowed our visual literacy training to transport the viewer to different destinations of our communities, but being sensitive to the spaces that we photograph. And our students as well have done that very well. And then most importantly, our students have also told their own stories, and it wasn't just about people they photograph. We have students who have come and done work that is amazing. And then speaking about their own work, like the images you're looking at right now, that this particular individual is also working within the Market Photo Workshop. So this visual literacy has just moved from creating images to all also making sure that the people create those images as a market photo workshop, we also impart them or give them an opportunity to work within the market photo workshop to grow and actually work in the world as well.
All right.
If you look at the history in terms of
all right, Silas, I think
yes.
just to conclude the conversation, I mean, it is about telling stories and solidifying a part of history. Now, without being too biased, I mean, over the years, have you had some personal highlights and just looking at what unprecedented times we find ourselves in, looking at what the workshop of 2021 will look like, perhaps also how it will be conducted, how have you mitigated against some of the challenges that it's posed this time around?
Look, right now we are in COVID. I think that's the most challenging thing. Our practice is very practical, and we are making sure that we have classes that we do, virtual classes that we give to our students. We've already started that in 2020, where our students have been facilitated and given projects online, but they've managed to actually go and do their work under the circumstances. So a combination of technology and a combination of physical classes has actually helped us to move forward. So we are navigating the space, and then we're hoping that through COVID we'll be able to get even more stories around how COVID has affected our people, and also how it has affected the very students that are studying with us. So we're looking forward to 2021 to see the incoming students who will be producing amazing work, because of they are new, they have their own ideas. So we don't want them to be compared to the previous students who have come through, or alumni who have come through, but we want them to be their own and then tell their own stories. And then each year it's a new story.
All right, Silas Nkosi, we're going to leave the conversation there. Thank you very much for joining us. Again, Silas Nkosi is the manager of the curriculum and training for the Market Photo Workshop. Again, just chatting to us about the 31 years and the grooming world-class South African photographers at large.